Exactly. As Richard Branson, and effectively, Richard Branson many years ago was trying to ensure que los tipos nada con tiburones y se van globos aerostáticos para batir récords mundiales. O sea, este tipo se va a matar. Entonces, vale una millonada, no te aseguramos. Y tuvo problemas con los seguros por eso, porque se arriesgaba mucho. Entonces los seguros empezaron a decir, uy, ¿por qué se mata cuando estaba tratando de cruzarse el Atlántico en un globo, el vuelo del globo más alto del mundo, y se le cogió un viento y lo tiró al mar? No, una locura. Y el seguro, hey, tú estás seguro, tu prima tiene que subir, tú estás arriesgándote a propósito, o sea, ni siquiera es ocasiones, no, te estás poniendo en riesgo tú, todo el tiempo. Entonces, tuvo un problema con el seguro por eso. El seguro que viene de él. ¿Ok? Porque el tipo, o sea, voluntariamente se está poniendo en riesgo. So, that's an allusion to Richard Branson. And reality happened with Richard Branson because of that. Richard Branson had a reality that you have to get a manager, el gerente lo ponía a tirarse de paracaídas, y el otro va a nadar en no sé qué. Y eso era parte del entrenamiento gerencial. Interesante, duró una temporada. Okay. So what can we insure? We can insure many things. International war, civil war, rebellion, insurrection. We have apprehension from these type of things, from wars, mines, torpedoes. You can insure mines. You can insure torpedoes, bombs, war artifacts that have been abandoned. I think that the government should do this one. Correct? Pobre pelado que lo viene a quiebrapata que viene sin una pierna. It happens very frequent in certain parts of Colombia. They have insurances for that. Hay seguro para eso. Okay? What? Strikes. You can insure your company with strikes. For strikes because you start losing money. Okay? Terrorism, all those type of things. Is that what? Non-insurable. What you cannot insure. Basically, no insurance company will insure it. Kidnapping. First one. In Colombia, there was a special figure for kidnapping. Special figure. Let me explain. You cannot insure kidnapping. You cannot. Correct? But in Colombia, they invented a thing. When there was a lot of kidnaps here in Colombia, they started to invent a figure. What was the figure? He was the manager of a petroleum company. Correct? So he came to me and said, I want to insure myself. So, hey, how much do you win? I win 40 million pesos. Okay. I'll insure you for 70%, 30-something million pesos. 70% of the value of your salary. If they kidnap you, during the time that you are kidnapped, your family will continue receiving your salary. I will sustain your salary for that period of time. Correct? So generally what they did was sustain the salary of the person during a period of time when he was kidnapped. When he returned, that was it. If he didn't return, there was a life insurance. Correct? A life insurance in case they kill him or something may occur. And that was here in Colombia. That was a special type of insurance only existing here in Colombia. Many years ago. They invented that type of insurance for people that worked in the petroleum business and worked in parts that had guerrilla. Okay? Vicio propio de la cosa. ¿Qué es eso? Vicio propio de la cosa. Es un nombre extraño. So, certain things have their own characteristics. They have products that damages by itself. Vicio propio de la cosa. Something that can damage when they don't have temperature. For example, es el vicio propio de la cosa. Es un material de por sí tiene esa característica que puede o no dañarse, ¿correcto? Or a material that have a characteristic that, because por ninguna razón aparente, puede prenderse. That is called what? Spontaneous combustion. Correct? So, vicio propio is something that is inherent to the material, inherente al producto como tal. Eso es un producto que es explosivo y si explotó, pues no te aseguro. sea, no te pago el producto. ¿Por qué? Porque es parte de las características mismas del producto. Eso es lo que es. Ah, es que se te dañó la manzana. La manzana, si no tiene temperatura, se daña. Eso es vicio propio de la cosa. La cosa misma tiene esa característica. ¿Ok? No se dañó por... Ok.
¿Cómo se dice en inglés? ¿La parte? ¿Vicio propio?
No tengo ni idea. O sea, no tengo ni idea. Este término, esa parte de seguros, lo aprendí con las aseguradoras. Y yo utilicé este término. Evaporations, if your product was evaporated, damage that pest does to your cargo, rats, cockroaches, etc., that is not covered. Plagues, nuclear reaction, and if you send your product in bad state. For example, if you send your product with one worm, you send apple, and you have one apple with worm, uno con gusano, 15 days, moving, todos quedan con gusano. Se dañan todos. Insurance companies say,
Qué asco.
daño por haberse despachado más al estado. No puede haber un gusano ahí de manzana si no llegó con el producto. No responden, eso no se responde. ¿Ok? So these are the insurable risk. So how much are the insurances? You guys have done exercises, and generally insurances goes between 0.4 and 1% of the value of the merchandise. Okay? Depending on the risk. Certain parts have more expensive. If you're moving cargo, for example, to the Middle East, it's more expensive than if you're moving to the United States. Insurance. Why? Because the Middle East have certain problems, and they consider that it's more dangerous to move cargo to the Middle East, so they charge you more. Insurance company. For example, insurances of land transportation in Colombia are more expensive than in other parts of the world. For example, because of Uribe, our land transportation insurance costs went down radically. When I say radically, it went down more than 50, 60, 70%. 50% approximately was reduced with the insurances of land transportation in Colombia after Uribe entered government. For example, you see this terrible thing that happened in Medellin?
Space.
Yeah, and I live in a 30 floor building in las montañas. And what happened? Well, but my construction company is Cusesar, so it's a good company, you know, one of the largest in Bogotá. So it's different. But the insurances of the building, of my building, as soon as that happened, went up. All insurances for buildings that are by the mountain went up here in Colombia, not only in Bogotá, all around Colombia, it went up. Se subieron radicalmente. Todos los seguros de los edificios. Eso me lo contó una amiga que trabaja en la vivienda, en la parte de seguros para vivienda, para edificios. Subieron, todos subieron. After that happened. Why? Because when those things happen. For example, insurance here. University was insured, correct? The university was insured. The damage for the university was millions and millions of dollars, correct? And the insurance paid a large percentage, not the totality, but they paid a good part. What happened to the university right now? Is it insured?
Yes.
No, it isn't.
No?
The last time, I don't know if they negotiated. I don't know if they negotiated again. No sé si los negociaron últimamente. But the last time I spoke to the faculty, dijeron, quitaron el seguro. Después de pagar millones y millones de dólares el año aquí, dijeron, no los aseguramos más. That is why the university dijo, no van a asegurar más, vamos a meterle, ¿cómo se llama? Vamos a meterle todo esto, esta plata aquí, porque si no, ahí sí nos toca pagarlo nosotros. Entonces le metieron toda la inversión que costó una cantidad de plata, eso, que está alrededor para protegerlo. Y con estudios y todo este tipo de cosas, como holandeses, que lo hicieron. Pero la universidad, no sé si ahora volvieron a renegociar el seguro, pero el seguro al principio, cuando tal, la misma aseguradora que tenía, con que estaba asegurada la universidad, le dijeron, no nos aseguramos.
Pero, seguro en nada, por lo menos como para un terremoto, no sé, debe tener un seguro en algo.
¿Cómo?
Cobertura mínima.
Sí, cobertura mínima.
Pues generalmente una cobertura mínima, pero no por generación. O sea, sí, claro.
Sí,
O
obviamente.
sea, ellos tuvieron que haber negociado un seguro, pero la verdad que la administración le ha subido la póliza radicalmente, a la universidad radicalmente. ¿Por qué? Porque igual que un carro, tú compras el carro al año siguiente tu póliza sube. ¿Sí? Tú cobras por eso, ese es el mejor negocio del mundo.
Ujú.
Seguro de cada carro, espectacular.
Sí.
Espectacular, espectacular. Con 5 carros cubres cualquier, o sea, con casi cualquier daño, con 10 que asegures. Tremendo. La mayoría de los dueños, cuando tienen un pequeño golpecito, no lo pasan por el seguro. No, no quiero que suba el seguro. Entonces van y arreglan el carro, que es el 90% de los seguros son pequeños. El 90% de los golpes son pequeños. Now, they have characteristics when insurances are insuring people with cars. They have different characteristics. They check your age. It's not the same if the car is driven by somebody of 18 years old or somebody of 40 with 2 kids and married. Because people, when they get children, they tell me, I don't know, but they tell me when they get children, all my friends that get children, they start driving like an old man. Like, why do you drive like this? No, the concept, I got kids. So when they get kids, they start driving totally different. You start driving slow, you just start running all around, correct? Why? Because you want to protect your kids. And you get that as a custom. Majority of my friends that have kids, their ways of driving changed radically. Correct? There are other things that are taken when insurances. For example, the color of the car. Red cars have higher insurances rate than other color cars. Really? Why? Why do red cars have higher policy rates than other cars? Huh? Because the people that tend to buy red cars have a certain type of personality. Not everybody buy a red car. The people that buy red cars generally have a personality that they like to drive fast, etc. It's a characteristic of people that drive red cars. And it have been studied, and that's why insurance company, if you have a red car, your insurance is more expensive. Correct? They take into account so many things. They take into account the age, demographics, if you're professional, if you're not professional, if you have had accidents in the past, if the age that you have, if you have children, if you don't have children, they check all that. That's the demographics. Correct? The region of Colombia that you are from, because the regions also have certain influences. If you're from Pasto, you have a different influence than if you're from Bogotá. Correct? So, they check all that. Okay? Here, they don't check as much as the United States, but in the United States, they make a whole profiling. They check a whole profiling of your life, because they're going to give you insurance. Here is more, this is the price, this is the other price, this is the other price. Correct? United States. But here they still handle age, they still handle color, they handle in Colombia still, and they handle other aspects, the type of car that you have. It's not the same, but if you bought a station wagon and then you bought a Ferrari, correct? But generally, now, what is more expensive, the insurance of BMW or the insurance of a Spark?
Sí,
Here in Colombia.
de BMW.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Of course, you pay more money with the BMW because the BMW costs 80 million y tienes que pagar sobre el valor del automóvil. Correct? So, vale más. But the percentage, el porcentaje, es mayor en el Spark. Because the cars that they have as taxis en Bogotá son los que más se roban. Porque el mercado número 1 de repuestos robados son los taxistas. Entonces, todo lo que está en taxi, no compren nunca un carro que esté como taxi. Esos son los más robables. Los seguros son más costosos. Son los que más se roban en Bogotá. Por lo tanto, los seguros te cobran más plata. ¿Por qué? Porque roban y se lo venden a los taxistas. But who? What? You have a Maserati. Do you think you go, no, vamos al 7 de agosto a buscar los repuestos? ¿Ah? Yes or no? I don't think so, right? You don't think so. You have certain cars you say, hey, no, 7 de agosto no voy para allá. Correct? Depends on the car that you have. So the possibility of who steals a Maserati in Bogotá? El que lo robe es solamente para manejarlo. O sea, sí. Mira, quiero manejar ese carro y se lo roba para manejar. Porque no hay otra razón.